L'Oreal Show. I'm Arielle, and today I'm going to show you how to make this awesome band t-shirt dress. All you're going to need is an oversized t-shirt, some scissors, and then a way to make a couple seams. Like, this is super easy. You guys, you can totally do this. I believe in you. You got this. You've got 2 seams, one on each side here, and then we're attaching some straps in 4 different places. And if you wanted to save some time, you get lazy at the end, you can just safety pin those on. So this is a great way to just spend an afternoon, get all your oversized band tees out of the closet and turn them into something adorable to wear at a show. So let's get started. Alright, so let's talk about our band t-shirt. I've got one that's nice and stretchy, and this is going to allow it to fit really nice and form-fitted and curvy, just like it's on here on the mannequin. Also, I would be about a small in a dress, so I've grabbed an extra large band tee. This is going to let it be super long on me and actually be the length of a dress, so it'll go down to about my mid-thigh. If you're small and you take a small band tee and make it fit you, it's just going to be like a cute tank top, which is also cool, but if you want the dress, you're going to need to find a shirt that's definitely a few sizes bigger. Alright, so you've got your band tee. What you're going to do is fold it down like this so you can't see the neckline anymore. So you basically just got this straight line going across, and now we're going to hold it up like this, just like you're doing like a strapless tube top. That's exactly what the same shape is. So we're right here, right underneath our armpits, and then you're just going to either take maybe a Sharpie, or you can just kind of eyeball it, which is what I usually do, and just kind of visually see where this line is going to be right here, and that's the same as this line, what this seam is going to be. So I can kind of see, okay, I'm a couple inches out over here on the graphic. I go in a little bit like this, I go out for my hips, and then want to leave some room at the bottom just so I can actually like walk in this thing. All right, then once you've kind of got your general basic measurements like that, get in front of a mirror, you know, measure once, cut twice. Is that what they say? Measure twice, cut once. That's what they say. Clearly I never do this correctly because I just kind of wing it because I feel like that's what sewing should be. It should just be like fun and carefree and casual. I mean, that's the whole reason I'm into it. Okay. Real quick before I cut into this thing, I'm just going to turn it inside out, and that's going to help me when I actually go to sew the thing that my seams end up on the inside, which you don't always want, but that's what I'm going for today because I don't want extra bulk on the side of my dress. Alright, so it's turned inside out, and I'm going to take it and just fold it in half, and I'm going to cut through all 4 layers of fabric, and this is how I'm going to make sure I get everything nice and even and symmetrical so you're not taking off too much on one side and it's all nice and even. And a great trick here to make sure that this thing is going to fit you before you cut too much fabric away is just to grab a tank top or a dress that's pretty form-fitting and stretchy, like your t-shirt dress will be, and just lay it against this so that way you have kind of a cutting guide. Okay, so I've got my side seam cut here, but what I really want is this cute little sweetheart neckline bust shape right here. So I'm going to do this little like half moon going up to the top and then back down to make way for the arms. So I cut just about like that. And when I do this, again, I'll cut through all 4 layers of fabric, so it will technically cut through to the back. But as you can see here, it's just an easy fix to cut it out in a nice straight line. That way you don't have a sweetheart neckline on your back, because that's weird. When you go to sew this thing up, you have a couple options. You could just use a needle and thread, you could use a serger, or else if you use a sewing machine, make sure you've got it on a nice zigzag stitch. I like to use a nice long zigzag stitch, that way it's got some stretch and some give. And if you really want to cheat and don't want to sew this thing, just grab a bunch of safety pins. You're going to have this cool line of pins down the side, and that looks sweet too. Cool, so I've got my tube dress sewn up the sides, and I should add that I'm actually making this like a size large because I offer these on my Etsy shop and I'm out of larges, so I thought I would just knock this out while I'm filming this today. So now we're going to turn this thing right side out. You'll notice that we kept the original seam of the t-shirt on the bottom of the dress, so that's a nice professional finish, but then on the top we're leaving the edges raw because we are half business, half rock and roll. Alright, so we're like almost done, believe it or not. Our next step is going to be to make that back line straight that I mentioned earlier. So just fold it in half and get a nice straight line going on the back without ruining your cute neckline on the front. Cool, now it's time to add our straps, and the way we're going to do this is just find your sleeves. If you look at the edges of the sleeves, you notice they have a nice cover stitch seam already made for you. It's folded over in half. All t-shirts have this. And we're just going to cut this baby off. Make sure you don't cut into the double seam stitching right here. Go about, I don't know, half a centimeter or so on the other side. You're going to do that to both of your sleeves. Ta-da! Now you've got these perfect straps. They're in circles, I'm guessing, so maybe find the seam where it is on the armpit usually and just cut just like that. And cut. Bam! These are going to be your straps. So I'll show you how this looks on the mannequin. About 4 or 5 inches in from the side seam is where you're going to pin your strap, and then you can sew it on. And then when you've got it sewed on, put the dress on and see where you want your front straps to lie. That way you make sure you get it nice and symmetrical. I found that I generally have to have it on in order for that to happen to me. And you can either sew those on, or like I said, you could safety pin it on. And keep in mind, you could do a 2-strap look like what I've got here, or else you could actually have it meet in the back. You could even just tie it, and then you've got a halter dress. Alright, so that is how you make this super easy, adorable dress out of an oversized band t-shirt. If you want a t-shirt like this so that you can make your own dress, I'm giving away one extra large t-shirt. So I want you to leave a comment telling me that you're going to be making this dress. I'll just pick one of you, but I want to make sure that you're actually going to make the dress, and I will require pictures. So you should probably be a girl, you should probably be a dude who loves a girl who will make this for her. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I wanted to tell you we just released our tour dates this past week, so we're going to be mostly on the East Coast for this leg, and then we hope to be hitting more of the West Coast later in the year, maybe 2017. So please join us on the You Can't Kill Us tour. Subscribe right here. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.